Welcome back to the Future Strong podcast. Today we are going to be talking about something that's, well, it's pretty relevant to all of us, really. The impact of smartphones on young people.
Yeah.
It's something we all deal with in one way or another these days. We've got a Channel 4 documentary called Swiped to Unpack.
Right.
And a really interesting opinion piece by Simon Jenkins in The Guardian. Both of these kind of point to a potential link, and it is pretty potential, between smartphone use and the rising mental health challenges. We see them here in Britain and probably across the world.
Yeah.
But here, and this is a crazy stat, 1 in 5 young people in Britain are now struggling with a mental disorder.
It is a crazy statistic.
And that number is it's not going down, is it?
No, not at all. And I think what's really interesting about Swiped, the documentary, is how it takes that, that statistic and it makes it real.
Yeah.
They did this experiment at a secondary school in Essex, and all of the students volunteered to give up their smartphones for 3 weeks.
Wow, that's a big commitment.
It is a big commitment.
I mean, can you imagine 3 weeks gone?
And what they found was actually really remarkable.
Yeah. I mean, this really shines a light on just how much time some kids are spending on these devices, right? We're talking 5, 6, some cases 9 hours a day.
It's unbelievable.
That's more than a school day. That's more than most jobs.
Yeah, exactly, like a full-time job.
Yeah.
And the parents actually in the documentary reported some pretty concerning changes in their children's behavior.
Yeah, this is
Things like, difficulty making eye contact, less communication within the family,
right.
Kids staying up really late on their phones, and just generally higher levels of anxiety.
Yeah.
And then there was actually a case where a child's death was linked to social media use. So, when you hear that, it really makes you stop and think about, what are the real consequences of this much technology?
It's really frightening, really. And I think, what I found interesting was even just those 3 weeks, right, without phones, you start to see these quite significant positive changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing how quickly things can shift.
Yeah, well, the study actually found there was a 17% decrease in the symptoms of anxiety and depression among the students. They were getting an extra hour of sleep on average.
Oh, wow.
Their memory improved by 3%, that's significant.
Yeah.
And then there was even one girl whose panic attacks they stopped completely when she wasn't on her phone.
Wow, that's amazing. And it wasn't just the data, was it? It was
No.
There was a real shift in the overall mood, the children, the parents.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed to kind of,
Everyone was a bit more relaxed. Yeah, both groups actually described it as a kind of a return to normality, a real sense of happiness in their families, as if, just taking the phones away had allowed them to reconnect with, with themselves, with each other.
Yeah.
In a way that they just hadn't been able to before.
So it makes you wonder, right, if those findings from that Essex experiment, do they hold some key to addressing this whole mental health crisis we see with young people? I mean, we're talking 53% increase in emergency referrals for mental health issues among young people in just 3 years.
Wow.
And then you've got this backlog of 500,000 children waiting for psychiatric help.
It's a huge problem.
It is, isn't it? And Simon Jenkins, in his piece in The Guardian, he really doesn't hold back. He just comes straight out and says, this is smartphones.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of the blame for this mental health crisis squarely on the devices.
He really does. He's very clear about that.
And he makes a pretty compelling argument.
Yeah.
To kind of understand his point of view, we need to go to the work of Jonathan Haidt, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He's a psychologist, done some really interesting research.
He's a leading expert on this, actually. In his book, The Anxious Generation, he really explicitly links the rise of social media platforms, your Facebooks, your WhatsApps, your TikToks, in the mid-2010s to a surge in mental health issues.
Okay.
Particularly in the U.S.
So what he's basically saying is these platforms that, they seem harmless on the surface.
Yeah.
They could actually be really detrimental to young people.
Yeah, that's his argument, that they can be really harmful, by creating this sense of isolation,
Right.
exposing them to just a barrage of negative content.
Yeah, it's constant, isn't it?
And then this kind of constant comparison, right, that can lead to feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem.
Like you're never enough.
Yeah, exactly. So you can imagine, if you're constantly being bombarded with images, messages that make you feel like you're not good enough, you're not thin enough, rich enough,
Quite enough.
popular enough.
Yeah.
It's really no wonder that we're seeing such a rise in anxiety and depression.
Yeah, it's almost like those platforms are like designed to just amplify those insecurities,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
anxieties that are already so prevalent in adolescence, right?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
tough. Yeah, it is tough. It's a lot for young people to deal with.
So given how potentially serious this is, what are we seeing globally in terms of like action?
Well, some countries are taking a much stricter approach than others. You've got places like France, India, Canada, even parts of Australia that have banned TikTok outright.
Wow.
Some countries have gone even further.
Right.
They've actually banned smartphones in schools and some public spaces altogether.
Really? Wow. That's a big step, isn't it?
It is. It is a big step. So you can see that there's a real recognition in some places of, how potentially disruptive, how harmful these devices can be, particularly for younger users.
Yeah. What about here? What about the UK? What are we doing?
Well, the UK has taken a slightly more cautious approach, I guess you could say.
Okay.
The main initiative here is Ofcom's Code of Practice, which aims to restrict children's access to harmful content online.
Right.
So that includes things like pornography, suicide-related material, content that promotes violence or abuse.
Sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough though? Simon Jenkins in his article seemed, I don't know, he seemed a bit skeptical about whether, these measures would actually
He wasn't
be
convinced.
effective.
Yeah, and I think he raises some valid points there. These content filters, they're well-intentioned, but they are notoriously difficult to enforce effectively.
Yeah.
It's kind of like trying to, patch a leaking dam with a Band-Aid.
Right.
As soon as you block one website, one type of content,
Another one pops up.
another one pops up.
And let's be honest, right? Young people today, they are incredibly tech savvy.
They are.
If they want to find something,
They will find it.
they will find a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Any filter, any restriction, they'll get around it.
Yeah, it's a constant cat and mouse game, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think Jenkins's argument is that the problem isn't just the content itself, right?
What?
It's the addictive nature of smartphones.
Mhm.
He actually compares it to, the hold these devices have on young minds to the kind of grip that, alcohol and drugs have on adults.
Like a dependency?
Yeah, like a dependency, like an
Yeah.
addiction.
Like that feeling you have where you constantly have to check your phone.
Yeah,
There's nothing there.
right. But you still have to check. It's a hard cycle to break.
It is a hard cycle to break.
Yeah.
And that's why he proposes a pretty radical solution.
He does, yeah.
He says, ban them.
Ban them.
A universal ban on smartphones for anyone under the age of 16.
Bold.
Yeah, that's a big statement.
That's a big statement.
I can only imagine the uproar that would cause.
I can only imagine.
Right, parents, children, everyone would have something to say about it.
It would be very controversial.
Yeah.
But his argument is, it's the only way to really safeguard young people from the harmful effects.
Yeah.
He draws a parallel to things like the bans we have on cigarettes and drugs
Right.
and knives.
Yeah.
Things that we recognize as a society are dangerous for young people.
I see his point.
Yeah.
But a complete ban, I don't know.
It's extreme.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Are there not other less drastic ways to kind of get at this?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It seems like we're at this real crossroads with technology, right? Where you've got this incredible potential, but also, some really serious risks, especially for young people. It's a tough balance to strike.
It is. And it's where this whole conversation about potential solutions, it's so important. We've touched on this idea of a ban, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of out there, but
It's a bit radical.
it's radical. What else is on the table?
Well, I I think education has to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
Right. We need to be empowering young people with the knowledge, the critical thinking skills that they need to navigate this world, the digital world, safely and responsibly. It's almost like, you think about giving them a compass, giving them a map to navigate this huge, this vast, often uncharted territory.
Yeah, it is, and it's changing all the time, isn't it? It's like,
Constantly changing.
yeah, you learn the rules of the game, and then suddenly the game's different.
Exactly. And that's why this digital literacy piece is so important. I mean, it needs to be as fundamental as learning to read and write.
Yeah.
Young people need to understand, what are the potential pitfalls of social media? How important is privacy? What are the dangers of cyberbullying? How do you critically evaluate the information that you're coming across online? All of these things.
And it's not just about teaching them what to avoid, is it?
No, exactly.
Yeah. It's like it's about helping them develop this like healthy and balanced relationship
Yes.
with technology.
Yes.
It's helping them understand that these devices, they're tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like any tool, they can be used for good or for bad.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know, hammer. You can build a house, or you can,
Can break something.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think, we need to be encouraging young people to use technology in ways that really enhance their lives
Yeah.
rather than detract from them.
Yeah.
Think about using apps to learn new skills, to connect with people who share your interests,
Yeah.
to express your creativity.
Yeah.
Technology can be this incredible force for good, for positive change
Yeah.
if we use it wisely.
And what about the role of parents in all this?
Oh, huge.
Because they're the ones, aren't they, that are
They're on the front lines.
yeah, seeing this.
They're seeing it every day.
Yeah.
So, parents, they have such a vital role to play.
Yeah.
They need to be engaged. They need to be informed about the digital world that their kids are inhabiting. And it's not about, it's not about being like overbearing or controlling,
Yeah.
but it's about, providing guidance, setting boundaries,
Right.
having those open conversations about technology use.
It's also about modeling, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
healthy tech habits
Oh, absolutely.
themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like children learn by watching.
Yeah.
If you're constantly on your phone as a parent,
Yeah.
that's a pretty powerful message.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Right. So, if we want our kids to develop healthy relationships with technology, we need to show them what that looks like.
Yeah.
That might mean, setting aside dedicated time for family activities where there are no phones, having screen-free zones in the house.
Right.
Or just being more mindful of our own screen time.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about the tech companies themselves? They have a huge responsibility here, don't they?
They do. They do.
To design their platforms
Yeah.
with well-being in mind.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially for young people.
for young people.
Yeah. And I think, there's a growing recognition within the tech industry that they need to be more accountable.
Yeah.
For the impact of their products on society.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some positive steps, right? You've got things like screen time limits,
Mm.
content filters,
Yeah.
age-appropriate settings, all of these things. But I think there's still a long way to go.
There is a long way to go. And I think, one of the challenges is that these platforms, they're also designed to be addictive.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like they use these algorithms
Mm-hmm.
and all this kind of psychology to keep us hooked.
Keep us engaged. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
a constant battle for our attention.
Yeah.
And I think this is where regulation might have to come in.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make sure that the tech companies are putting the well-being of their users ahead of profit.
Yeah.
And that might involve, stricter rules on data collection,
Mm-hmm.
targeted advertising,
Mm.
the use of these persuasive design techniques,
Yeah.
all of these things.
It's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a knotty issue.
It is. It's very complex.
Yeah. There's no easy answer. But
we have to have the conversation.
we've got to have the conversation. We have to talk about it.
We do.
You know, and it needs to be a societal dialogue, right? It's
No,
not just
it's
about individuals. It's not just about parents. It's not just about schools.
all of us.
It's all of us. How do we harness this incredible power,
Yeah.
but mitigate the risks?
Mm-hmm.
How do we find that sweet spot?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, where innovation and well-being can coexist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately it comes down to, empowering individuals,
Yeah.
especially young people, to make informed choices
Yeah.
about their technology use. It's about giving them the tools,
Yeah.
the knowledge that they need to navigate this world safely, responsibly, and in a way that benefits their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes their lives better.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, as we wrap up this part of the discussion, like what are some key takeaways that you would leave our listeners with? Like, what are the most crucial things to kind of keep in mind as we move forward in this digital age?
Okay, well, I mean, I think the first thing is just to acknowledge the profound impact that technology is having on all of our lives,
Yeah.
both positive and negative.
Yeah.
And we can't be complacent about that.
Yeah.
We have to be aware of it. And secondly, we've got to prioritize this digital literacy, this digital citizenship education.
Yeah.
We need to be giving young people the skills, the
Yeah.
knowledge that they need to navigate this world safely, responsibly.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think, we just need to promote a more balanced, a more healthy relationship with technology. It's about using technology as a tool to enhance our lives.
Yeah.
Not to have it dominate them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't let it take over.
Don't let it take over.
Yeah. Good advice. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface here.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
I mean, we could talk about this for hours.
Definitely. And it's good that, we are talking about it, right?
Yeah.
It means people are engaged.
Yeah. 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 It's a conversation that needs to be had. And I think, one of the most important things to come out of this is just the awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. just being mindful of how much we're using technology, how it's impacting us, how it's impacting the people around us.
Absolutely. It's so easy, isn't it, to just kind of get caught up in it all, the convenience, the stimulation. But I think, yeah, like you say, just taking a step back and saying, okay, is this actually making my life better, or is it taking away from it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I keep thinking back to that Essex experiment, right?
Yeah.
It's just amazing how even that short break from smartphones led to such positive change.
Yeah, it's powerful. It shows you what's possible.
It does, doesn't it? It really it kind of highlights the benefits of just disconnecting, even if it's just for a little bit.
Just to give yourself a break.
Yeah.
Like hitting the reset button on your brain, on your relationships.
Yeah.
And it gives you that space, right, to reconnect with yourself, with nature, with the people that you care about.
And I think that's a message that, that's important for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just for kids.
Not just for young people. We all need to find that balance between the digital world and the real world.
The real world, yeah. Yeah. It's about, like you said, it's not about, we don't have to demonize technology, but we need to be using it consciously, intentionally, in ways that serve us, not control us.
So for our listeners out there who are listening to this thinking, God, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a bit overwhelming. What would you say? Like, what's one small step they could take?
Okay. So one small step. I would say start by setting some boundaries. Maybe there are certain times of the day or certain places in your home that are tech-free zones.
Right.
Or try putting your phone away for an hour before you go to bed.
Yeah.
See how that affects your sleep.
Yeah.
Just small changes like that can make a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Small changes.
Small steps.
Yeah. One step at a time.
Yeah.
And I think also remembering that we're all in this together, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
This isn't just your problem or my problem.
It's a societal issue.
We all need to be talking about this.
We do. And it needs, we need those big conversations. We need policies. We need, technology designed in a responsible way. And we need We need individuals to be informed,
Yeah.
to make good decisions.
Well said. Well said.
Oh,
So on that note, I think we'll leave our listeners with this.
okay.
Be mindful, be intentional, and be empowered. Technology can be this amazing tool for good,
It can be.
but it's up to us
Yeah.
to use it wisely.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on the Future Strong podcast.
Thanks for having me.